On the news tonight, PDP accuses President Muhammadu Buhari-led APC administration of abuse of office. In business, CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele deploys deputy governors to new directorates. And on the foreign scene, 6 miners killed, 2 injured as gold mine tunnel collapses in Kenya. A warm welcome to you wherever you're watching us around the world. This is Superscreen News at 8, reaching you live from Lagos. I am Olamide Onga. Welcome once again. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has accused the All Progressives Congress, APC, of ridiculing Nigeria's seat of power. In a statement issued by its National Publicity Secretary, Kola Ologbondiyan, the opposition party took a swipe at the ruling All Progressives Congress over the recent visit of some Northern Christian leaders to President Muhammadu Buhari's office. You will recall that the President Muhammadu Buhari had met with the clergymen on Thursday last week in Abuja, where he denied the allegations that he is religiously biased as the leader of Africa's most populous nation. The PDP, however, alleged that the visit is stage-managed to endorse the president and accused the presidency of procuring individuals who masqueraded as religious leaders. The former governor of Edo State, Adams Oshomole, has called on President Muhammadu Buhari-led federal government to adopt a ruthless measure against alleged looters of the nation's treasury. Oshomole, who disclosed this to journalists, described as mindless the stealing by the then People's Democratic Party PDP-led federal government under the rulership of President Goodluck Jonathan. The former governor also said it is the right of Nigerians to know the level of wrath that was prevalent in the former President Goodluck Jonathan's administration of the People's Democratic Party. Now, the Senate President, Bukola Saraki, says the Senate opposed President Muhammadu Buhari's decision to approve $1 billion for the purchase of security equipment. Saraki said this in a Jos during a retreat organized by the Senate President Corps with the theme Strengthening Executive Legislature Relations. He noted that the President's approval is without recourse to the National Assembly.
The greatest challenge we have today in our country is security. And you all were there where in the Senate we organized a summit to try as much as possible, sit down with the executive and say, okay, what do you need? Because the challenge we have in security cannot be overcome by just regular issues or regular mundane administrative issues. A serious reform is required in the security sector. And it is an executive-legislative relationship that can drive that. Because there are 2 major issues. It has to do with reform either being in form of legislation or funding in the form of appropriation. So, there is no way that the security architecture of this country can drastically and significantly be addressed if there is no serious collaboration between the executive and the legislative arm of government. Where there's the issue of providing funding to for equipment in the fight against Boko Haram. In a good environment, by the time those kind of issues are out, everybody should be on the same page. But already there are some members of ours who have already taken positions. Why? Because they feel they were not consulted. So these are the kind of things that, and in the process of that, it makes the eventual goal of what you're trying to achieve more difficult.
The Senate President spoke on several topical issues, including the alleged looters list released by the federal government and the delay in passage of the 2018 national budget, where he blamed the ministries, departments, and agencies. Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong, who was represented by the Deputy Governor Sani Gwande, stressed the need for the executive and legislative arm of government to work together to achieve greater results.
Where healthy friction exists in executive-legislative relations, the health of and functional democracy is threatened. To therefore engender good governance that will deliver the dividends of democracy to the citizenry, there is the need to for collaborative synergy along constitutionally spelled out responsibilities for the executive and the legislature to deliver on their respective mandates. For us here on the plateau, the executive has a healthy relationship with the legislature, and this has allowed both arms to carry out their statutory functions for the good of the citizens of Plateau State.
Environment where you see someone in executive standing up and saying that the other arm is partner, because we are the partner of the executive. Somebody gets up and says he's partner, he's a thief, he's a looter, he's a this. How? It's not possible. Let's be realistic. How? So when you collaborate, you are collaborating for the bigger picture, which is the country that we all serve. And that is why, to me, strengthening that relationship is a very, very important responsibility that we must all have.
Senate President Bukola Saraki has approved the appointment of Abubakar Danladi as a special advisor on special duties. The appointment was announced through a statement by the special advisor, media and publicity to the Senate President Yusuf Olaniyonu. The appointment takes immediate effect according to the statement. You will recall that Danladi was in 2017 sacked by the Supreme Court as senator representing Taraba North. In a unanimous judgment, the court nullified Danladi's election and declared his challenger, Shahibul Lao, the winner of the 2014 primary election of the People's Democratic Party in Taraba senatorial representative area. Detained former National Security Advisor Sambo Dasuki has filed a fresh fundamental human rights enforcement suit before the Federal High Court in Abuja, demanding his unconditional release from the custody of the State Security Service (SSS). Dasuki, who has been detained by the SSS since December 29, 2015, also demanded 5 billion naira as general damages and compensation for the alleged violation of his rights. In the suit filed on March 15, 2018, the former NSA chief also urged the courts to order the 3 respondents to the suit to tender public apology to him and 2 widely published newspapers for the violation of his rights as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Senate President Bukola Saraki has described his predecessor, David Mark, as a patriot and a good statesman. Saraki, who disclosed this in a statement issued in Abuja by his special advisor on media and publicity, Yusuf Olaniyonu, said, "Mark has distinguished himself as a Nigerian with vast leadership experience, being a 2-time Senate President, a retired Brigadier General, a former Minister of Communications, and 1-time military governor of Niger State." Saraki also congratulated Mark as he turned 70, adding that the Almighty and His infinite wisdom, grace continues to guide the celebrant in all ways. Still sticking with the Senate President, Bukola Saraki has visited Offa town in Kwara State, where several persons were killed during a robbery attack. You will recall that about 30 robbers had stormed the town on Thursday, raiding 5 commercial banks along the Owode market area of the town in Offa local government area of the state. Following his visit on Saturday, Saraki called on the Inspector General of Police to commiserate with him on the loss of some of his personnel during the robbery incident. Saraki urged the IGP to deploy additional police personnel as well as investigate in the state to help in tracking down the perpetrators of the evil attack. The Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, has ordered the deployment of personnel to Kwara and Taraba State. The first public relations officer, ACP Jimoh Moshood, who disclosed this in a statement, said the IGP has given the nod for the 3 mobile police unit, high-powered police investigation team, armored personnel carrier to the north central state of Nigeria. This comes 72 hours after 30 heavily armed gunmen hit 5 commercial banks along the Owode market area of a town in Offa local government area of the state, killing at least 30 people, including 9 policemen in the unfortunate incident. Jimoh also said the IGP has directed his special forces to Taraba State with a view to apprehending the suspects that have unfinished and unleashed the mayhem. Now, Nigeria will host the leaders of the World Health Organization this week. According to a statement released by the body, Nigeria will host the members of the Global Policy Group, which is made up of the Director General, the Deputy Director General, 6 regional directors, and the Executive Director of the World Health Organization Emergencies Program. The members are expected to have a meeting from Tuesday to Thursday this week. The discussions will focus mainly on the World Health Organization's technical support to strengthen the country's health system in achieving sustainable developmental goals within the context of revitalization of universal health coverage. Now, 1 person has reportedly been killed in an explosion which pulled down a story building around Mall area in Ile-Ife town in Osun State. The incident was said to have occurred late on Saturday night when an improvised explosive device exploded in a pharmacy along More Road in the state. An eyewitness explained that a man who was injured was rescued from the back of the building and rushed to the Obafemi Awolowo Teaching Hospital, where he later died in the morning. Due to this incident, the community have been thrown into confusion after residents heard the explosion suspected to have emanated from the building in the neighborhood. Meanwhile, only 2 policemen have been sighted at the scene of the incident. Coming up on Superscreen News at 8, the CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele, deploys deputy governors to new directorate. That's in business. These and many more stories coming your way after the break. Welcome back. And now for some business stories. The Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, has assigned duties to the newly appointed deputy governors who assumed office on March 28. The Acting Director, Corporate Communications Department, CBN, Isaac Okorafor, who disclosed this in a statement today, said Aisha Ahmad was deployed to the Financial System Stability Directorate, while Edward Lamatek Adamu was assigned to Corporate Services. Emefiele also approved the deployment of Okun Nana from the Financial System Stability to the Economic Policy Directorate. According to Okorafor, the affected principal officers have since assumed duties in their new posts. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, says it has updated its outstanding audit of the group financial statements from 2011 to 2016. NNPC spokesman Ndu Gwamadu, who disclosed this in a statement in Abuja, said the audited backlog had since been approved by the board of the corporation in line with the laws governing its operation. Ugamadu also quoted Isiaka Abdulrazak, the Chief Financial Officer, Group Executive Director, Finance and Accounts, NNPC, saying the presentation of the audited financial statements would help foster a better relationship between NNPC and stakeholders. Ugamadu said the management inherited a total of 65 unaudited financial statements for NNPC Group Corporate and its subsidiaries covering 2011 to 2014. Still ahead on Superscreen News at 8. 6 miners killed and 2 injured as gold mine tunnel collapses in Ghana. These and many more stories coming your way after the break. Welcome once again. If you're just joining us, this is Superscreen News at 8, broadcasting live to you from Lagos. And now on the foreign scene.